Alright, so we are just going to do a review from what we learned before spring break. And so I cannot use ClassKick when I write, or else it would show up on all of yours. And so I'm still using OneNote. My screen, though, will have all the same things that yours has on it. So like this is slide 1 of your ClassKick. So make sure that you, before you continue this video, you need to pause the video and split screen it with your ClassKick. That way you can take notes on ClassKick while watching the video. Remember that part is for a grade because I need to be able to see that we're still participating in class. Today, your homework assignment is actually on ClassKick, so it's going to be kind of short. And then you'll just continue on slide 3 is where your homework assignment is. And so you'll do that on your own. So the video will stop after slide 2. Remember that everything that you write on the screen comes directly to me in live time. So you don't have to submit anything. Make sure that when you're using ClassKick that you are using your name. So please enter your name. I'm going to say this again, your first and last name, so that way I know who's on ClassKick, who gets the points, and since your homework is also on ClassKick, I need to be able to see your homework assignment. And so please use your name and only your name on ClassKick. So you're going to work through what I work through on the screen, and then you will continue and do your homework on your own. Remember, if you have questions on your homework, you need to email me right away, and that way I can get back to you as soon as possible. So you'll notice at the top of your ClassKick that it says to please make sure that you scroll all the way down on each slide. So you need to make sure that you're actually scrolling, because on one page you could have a lot of notes and information, and I leave a lot of room so that way you guys can show all of your work and write everything down. And so make sure that you scroll all the way down on each slide. That way you know what it is that needs to be done on each one, especially on your homework slide. So remember, with ClassKick, you can either type or you can write. I'm going to be handwriting just because I'm not using ClassKick, but you have both options. So first it says, how do you find the mean? And remember, to find the mean, we add up all the numbers in the set, and then we divide by the number of numbers, or how many numbers there are in the set, to find the median. And remember, you can pause this video at any time. That way you can have time to write down your notes as well. So to find the median, we numbers from least to greatest, and then we cross off the numbers on the ends to find our middle number. Remember that median means the middle, so we're looking for that middle number. So what if there are 2 medians? So like there are 2 middle numbers. That should say 2 middle numbers. Sorry, that was my fault. We have to take those 2 numbers, so we add up the 2 numbers and then divide by 2, and that will get us our median. So it might not actually be in the data set, but that's okay. We're just looking for the middle number, what the middle number would be. How do you find the mode? The mode is the number that occurs the most. So that's the number that shows up the most. And so mode means most. Keep that one in mind. How do you find the range? This is our largest number minus our smallest number. All right, so that's the end of your first slide. And so now you're going to click at the top go on to the next slide and you will see this. And so it says, make sure that you scroll all the way down to complete the notes on this page. And that's because when you continue to scroll, you'll see that there's actually 2 problems. And so you need to make sure that you do all of those. All right, so you'll see that I pulled up my calculator. If you are in standard form and you hit this little like arrow thing next to standard on your calculator, it pins it so that way no matter what is on your screen, you can use your calculator and still use your screen. So I recommend doing that. So it says find the mean, median, mode, and range of each number set. So let's find the mean first. So mean. So we're going to add them all up. So we're going to do 13 plus 6 plus 24 plus 18 plus 33 plus 5 plus 13 plus 48 plus 9 plus 11 plus 36 plus 28 plus, this is a big data set, 15 plus 6 plus 13. And so we're going to type all of that into our calculator to figure out what that equals. And when we add them all up, we get 278. All right, so now that we figured out what they all add up to, we need to figure out how many numbers there are. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15 numbers in the data set. So we're going to do 278 divided by 15. Divided by 15. And we get, make this go away, we get 18.53 repeating. That's what we're going to put as our mean, 18.53 repeating. All right. Now let's find the median. So we need to order them from least to greatest. So I'm going to do this pretty quickly. You might need to pause the video right now so that way you can actually write them from least to greatest. You can see when I ordered them up here, I crossed off as I went through, and that way I knew that I covered and got every single number. And then my recommendation would be go through and make sure that you actually have 15 still. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that way I know that I actually got all of my numbers from my data set. So now to find the median, we are going to cross off from each side one by one. And we can see that our middle number is 13. So our median is 13. So now our mode, we can also find our mode by using our in ordered or our ordered number set. And so it makes it easier to see that we have 3 13s. And since we have 3 13s, our mode is also 13. So I recommend using our ordered number set instead of the ordered set up here because it's easier to see how many of each number that there is when we actually had to line them up from least to greatest. All right, so now our range. So our range is big minus small. So we have 48 minus 5, and we get 43. So our range is 43. All right, so let's do the next one. So I'm going to add up all of these numbers, and I'm just going to write add next to it, though I don't have to rewrite all of them at the same time. You can do whatever you want. But I'm now going to add them all up. When I add them all up, I get 530. So my mean is going to be 530 divided by 12 numbers, because there's 12 numbers in the data set. So divide by 12, and that gives me like, we get 44.16 repeating. So I'm going to go down here, and my mean is 44.16, and I'm just going to put the repeating sign above it. All right, so our median, let's put them in order from least to greatest. So when I order them from least to greatest, I got 12, 16, 20, 22, 34, 41, 50, 56, 62, 62, 74, and 81. So let's make sure we have 12 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got them all. And so now let's start crossing them out. So we can find our middle number. And now we have 2. So remember, if we have 2 middle numbers, we do 41 plus 50, and we get 91. And then we divide by 2 because there are 2 middle numbers, and we get 45.5. So our middle number is 45.5. Even though that's not one of the numbers that's listed, that's okay. It's just telling us where the middle of our number, like our middle number would be if we had one. But since we have 2, we don't have like an actual middle number. All right, so our mode. So we are going to find the one that is listed multiple times. It looks like it's 62. So 62 is our mode. And then our range, we are going to take our big, which is 81, minus our small, which is 12. So 81 minus 12, and we get 69. And so our range is 69 numbers. So that means there's 69 numbers in between 12 and 81. That's all that's telling us. All right, so now what you're going to do is go to the next slide, and that's your homework. So you're going to do the same thing we just did together, only that's your homework, so you're going to do it by yourself. And then you don't have to submit it. I'll be able to see it automatically as you do it in live time. And then I will be checking that. You obviously, it's still Purple Silver Day, so on your next Silver Day is when I'll be checking your homework. All right, get started. If you have questions, please email me.